Tonight on the House of Tiny Tearaways.
You do not shout at Daddy like that.
Never known love like that.
Don't laugh, it's very serious.
Three new families are starting their second day at the House of Tiny Tearaways, and already their parenting problems are adding up to one enormous challenge for Tanya. Three desperate families, each overwhelmed by parenting problems that have turned their toddlers into tearaways.
No more.
They're going to be living here for just 6 days in the hope that they can turn their lives around. The person they're looking to for the answers is clinical psychologist Dr. Tanya Byron.
Working with three families in such an intense environment is unlike anything I've ever done professionally before, and it is a huge challenge. I'm working with the parents, I'm working with their children, and I'm building a community. It's a tough job to do in a very, very short space of time.
And for the families selected to be part of this programme, this is make or break. This is the House of Tiny Tearaways. It's 6:30 a.m. on the morning of the second day, and Jordan Howan is already up with Mum Claire.
Okay. I wanna. It's the baby one. I'll put this light on.
Should we go and let Daddy have some sleep?
Jordan,
Yeah?
gonna go back to sleep.
Go.
For the past 8 months, 3-year-old Jordan has been throwing wild tantrums several times a day. His behaviour is erratic and unpredictable. He screams, hits out, swears and generally kicks off with little warning.
Jordan, you can't go outside.
Jordan's parents, Claire and Matthew, have struggled to contain his behaviour, and to complicate matters further, the couple split up 4 months ago, but still live together. Yesterday, following an emotional consultation with Tanya, the couple decided to give their relationship a second chance.
Do you still feel something for me?
You know I do.
And last night they slept in the same bed, despite being provided with separate rooms.
I think I deserve a kiss now. Yes. Guess not.
Oh, go give Dad a kiss.
No.
Dad.
Nah, Dr. Geordie. Thank you.
For sole parent Cheryl James, it's the beginning of her daily struggle to get her 3-year-old son, Ben, to eat.
Listen, Pops.
Wow.
Look at me.
Wow.
Wow, you can have a go in a little while. Look at me. Do you want to go and lie on the sofa and have your bottle of milk? You don't want a bottle of milk?
Ben is food phobic. His diet is restricted to barbecue crisps, fries, chewy sweets, mints or chocolate buttons. His main source of nourishment comes from pureed baby foods intended for 4-month-old children and plain white bread. Any attempts to get him to eat other foods are regularly met with screaming tantrums. Yesterday lunchtime, Tanya witnessed firsthand just how anxious and overly attentive Mum Cheryl gets when feeding Ben. Ben has refused his morning milk and is showing little interest in eating at all. Matthew and Claire Howan have made their son Jordan toast. Will seeing other children in the house have breakfast encourage Ben to eat something himself?
Ben, was you smelling something then?
Yeah.
What can you smell? Toast. Do you want toast? You want some toast? Benjamin, Benjamin, do you want some butter on it?
No. We want to.
This is great.
Oh,
He can smell your toast, so he doesn't really have toast. Looks good. He wants some.
Here.
Geordie,
Dad.
look what I've got.
Do you want to sit on this one by the side of Ben? Oh, good boy.
Right, go and eat your toast like a good boy.
Look, Ben's got some toast.
Look, Ben's got toast.
Oh, I got bread. I got toast. I got bread. I got bread.
Yeah, orange. Orange.
Is it?
Is that nice toast, Ben?
I'm sorry, guys, but you're going to have to come home with me, right? And,
Do you know what I was thinking the same?
my son smells you cooking toast. I'll just have to toast whether I eat it or not. Either that or I use
How are Cheryl and Ben getting on?
Well, it was a very interesting journey for myself and Cheryl yesterday because at lunchtime we established that he could feed himself.
Go in your tummy.
But as soon as I walked out of the room, she took the spoon off him and started feeding him. So my first thought is, why isn't she letting him do something we know he can do? But this morning at breakfast time, he, amongst the other children, ate toast because he didn't want the other children to do something that he couldn't do, which makes me feel that this child will be relatively easy to work with in terms of his feeding and eating, but whether his mother will let him is quite another story.
Why wouldn't she let him?
She's very frightened. She's really frightened that if she pushes him, he will stop eating altogether. So rather than risk that, she's just getting the food in which way she can.
He doesn't like any kind of mess. Why is that so linked with food?
It's a real block to self-feeding if a child has issues with you know, the feel of food, particularly wet foods, and it was with him, it was like yoghurty foods and custardy foods. And because they are foods that she knows goes into him, and because he then has a little freak moment when he gets a spot on his finger, she rushes at him with a paper towel. Anything to stop him freaking out so he can get more in.
Oh, dear.
Well, the Howans arrived. Their son Jordan is 3 and is incredibly badly behaved.
He's very aggressive. And I'm concerned that he is really hitting the other children quite a lot. Yesterday there were 8 big episodes of hitting, and I think it's not fair on the other parents and the other children. And I really have to get a very, very clear and decisive strategy in place today so that he stops doing it.
Why is he, and why do children get so aggressive at this young age?
Jordan, for me, is an interesting example of a child who is almost feral. He has absolutely no structure or routine in his life, no boundaries, and is completely in control of what he does. We cannot expect a not quite 3-year-old to be able to make informed decisions about his behaviour other than to do what he does because he wants to get what he wants, and that's what he's doing. I feel with Claire and Matt, who are very young, it is the most basic parent training this week, just basic, fundamental, core, how do you do it issues.
You can jump, but just don't bang the glass.
Jordan, are you just like growing really fast, or are all your t-shirts too small?
It's mid-morning and Jordan and Ben are becoming firm friends.
Jordan, you're going to make the fish cry now. You're silly. What are you?
Sorry.
That's it. Shh. You will wake Kian up in a minute. Oh, you're hurting Ben's ears.
My ears.
Jordan, you're hurting Ben's ears. Don't shout, darling.
It's just after 9 a.m, and although the other families in the house have been up for almost 3 hours, in the Archer's bedroom, 2.5-year-old Kian is still asleep.
Good morning, little boy.
Kian has a major problem with sleeping. For parents Shane and Sarah, getting him to sleep is only the first hurdle. He either falls asleep on the sofa, or if he shows no signs of drowsiness, they have to take him for a drive in their car, in the hope that it will send him off to sleep, which is what they did last night.
Should we go for a drive then?
Kian was brought home and put into his own bed, but woke up during the night and joined his parents in bed, where he slept until now.
Come on, little boy. You can go play with the cars. No. tractors. Hey, and some bikes. Yeah. Should we get up then and have a look?
Come on then.
Should we go and have a look? Good boy. You woke up in a good mood today, haven't you? Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't put a vest on.
You wake up. You wake up. You wake up. Oh, okay.
How was last night?
Last night, I think, is very much how it would be at home. He did go into the car. I watched all of that. I mean, he wasn't hysterical, but they were so upset.
So, how much sleep did he have overall?
Just over 8 hours, which is not at all enough for his age.
How much should he be getting?
At 2.5. Well, with naps, and he didn't have a nap yesterday, he should have got between 11 and 12 hours. Obviously, when he's awake and he's in their sight, and they can pick him up and put him down and keep him near them, they're fine. And when they're shopping and they can buy him another toy and buy him another toy and, oh, let's buy him another toy, they're fine. But nighttime for very anxious parents is challenging because the child isn't near you, and so you're freaking and you're worrying, so you have to keep checking them. And then, of course, inadvertently you wake them up. And then, well, what can we do? We have to bring him into our bed, which is then deeply reassuring for everybody. But absolutely awful for this boy. He is not getting enough sleep, and developmentally that is a big disaster. And I did tell them that yesterday and they looked quite shocked, but it didn't really kind of change any behaviour. Their anxiety management is more important than letting their child have enough sleep.
Look! Look, your cars are here.
Go onto my floor.
You want them on the floor?
Yeah.
There you go.
No!
You just said you want them on the floor. Where do you want them?
Those
Yeah.
on the floor.
No, look, they're on the floor.
No, I want to sweep him up.
Sweep them up.
Yeah.
Go on then, sweep them up. And again. That's it. Now go that way.
Okay. No!
No, just... Oh, Ben's done it for you. He's helping you. Jordan, Ben is helping you. Don't be so silly. Oh, it's not very nice, is it?
No. I want to sit there.
You...
I want to sit onto the ground.
Oh, I don't think you should. I think you
Onto
should...
the
I think
ground.
you should say sorry to Ben first for that outburst.
No.
Yes.
No.
You say sorry.
No.
Hold on, Ben's getting upset.
We'll say sorry. Come on, stop being so silly. No, go and say sorry to Ben.
He just doesn't know what's going on, does he? I'm going to see if he just wants to come in a minute.
Go and say sorry to Ben now. Otherwise you'll lose that digger.
Sorry.
Thank you. OK. Silly Jordan.
What's the matter, mate? You look a bit overwhelmed. Just so not used to hearing people shouting that he gets... No, I know, I know. And it's like, you know, why are you shouting, honey? You want to come in for a minute? Come and help Mummy do a list. I don't want to carry you because you've got muddy wellies on. Shall I carry you like that? Like a fireman. Like an aeroplane.
There you go, you got them. Scoop them up.
Right. Good morning. Good morning.
Tanya joins the families and she's got some tough home truths for them.
Yesterday was me sitting around watching you, watching you, watching you. Today is it all begins. And we have a huge amount to do. The headline of this house, as far as I can tell, there is one thing that links all of you as parents. And that is your inability at different times to say no to your children. And interestingly, it's linked for all of you with a worry that they'll get upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want us to get results in 5 days, there is going to be definitely some upset children, probably some upset parents, and hopefully not an upset psychologist. But I think we are in for quite a tough time because you all will do whatever you can to stop your children getting upset, either at meal times and actually most of the time. So I do think we really need to crack down on that. So I need to ask you to think about that.
It's kind of a natural sort of instinct to do, though, isn't it? To sort of
Be
for an
protective.
easy life,
Yeah.
you know. Put my hands up. It is wrong, you know.
I'm with you. I'm a
Whoa,
parent.
Jordan! Jordan!
Jordan, that's it. You kind of just sort of know that build-up's going to happen, and you kind of
Jordan! Play nicely, please.
do sharing.
Share, please.
Okay, I want you to look at him. Okay, I want you to look at him and say no.
Jordan.
Take the toys off him, give it back to Ben, and take him to his room.
Right.
Let's do it now. You say you
on.
don't play like that.
Don't
Let's do it
play
now.
like that.
All right. No. Okay, pick him up. Just take him. Come here. Don't talk to him. Come with me. Excuse me a second.
Don't get upset. Don't get upset. Ready? Here.
Which bedroom are you in?
Yeah, well, Jordan's going to give it you back in a minute.
You're going to go play?
Tough day today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
With Jordan confined to his bedroom, Tanya explains to Dad Matthew the reasons for his time out.
Matt, he is hitting these kids all the time. Don't laugh, it's very serious. Now, he's almost 3.
Yeah.
We'll stick him in there for 2 minutes.
It's just upsetting to hold him in there.
Well, it's really upsetting for the other parents
yeah,
that he's bashing their kids. Yesterday we had 8 incidents of violence. I mean,
From him?
Yeah, he was punching children in the face. I can't have that, and you don't want that, do
No,
you?
not at all.
Now, when he stops, when we've done our 2 minutes, which I'm timing, you will open the door and you will say to him, if you hit again, you go to your room.
Right,
And then
okay.
we take him out. If he's still having a tantrum,
Yeah.
we'll put him back in.
Okay.
Okay? This is saying no to your child.
Okay.
Okay, so you take him by the shoulders
Yeah.
and you just say to him, you do not hit. If you hit again, you go in your room.
Okay.
End of story. And then you take him out, and the first lovely thing he does, he gets a cuddle. So he learns.
Right.
Hitting is this. Lovely is this. Are you all right? No. He's just angry. But I'm worried that the other parents will ask you to leave the house because he's hitting their children a lot. The key thing is when he's in the room, you do not communicate with him. And when you communicate with him, it's short, it's sharp, it's clear. But stop smiling. Look cross with him, okay?
Okay.
So that's okay.
Jordan, you do not hit other children, okay? If you hit other children, you come to your bedroom.
No.
Yes.
Right, let's just walk out now and see what he does. Just take no more chat. We will just walk out. That's it. But if we have another incident, we just do it again. Okay.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
No chat about it now. Pretty effective. Very hard to do, but it's got to be done.
Okay.
Okay? Right. Okay. Right, let's walk out. Okay. Now, what we did there was something called timeout. I'm concerned because when he hits a child, what you both say to him is, "Don't do that. Play nicely. Say sorry." It's not working. Every time he hits a kid today, he goes straight in his room.
Right, okay.
Every time he bites, he swears, he goes in his room. Because I cannot let these two get beaten and he gets no consequence. Are you all right with that?
That's fine.
Cool, okay.
Before arriving, Claire and Matthew Howard's relationship had fallen apart. Although still living under the same roof, the couple have been separated for 4 months. But in a bid to solve their 3-year-old son Jordan's behavioural problems, they've come to the House of Tiny Tearaways together. Last night, Tanya told them she couldn't help them as a family until they seriously addressed their relationship difficulties.
Now, there's a lot to talk about today. His behaviour I want to talk about, obviously the timeout, but also the flip side of that, how you can give him a really positive message at other times because he needs that. But the first thing I guess I need to ask you about is how you were left after our conversation last night. That was full on, really. That was big.
And we did have a talk, didn't we? And basically what I said is, regardless of what I'd said before, I said basically what we want's best for Jordan. I said basically, regardless of what's happened, I think we just really should try and work it again.
And I asked you, didn't I? I said, put Jordan's behaviour to a side if it was for you or for Jordan's benefit, and you said that you wanted to give it another go.
If I'm brutally honest, I've pondered it for the last 3-4 weeks.
Thanks. Thanks for telling me.
I think last night sort of just put the icing on the cake. I thought if I don't decide now, then there's no point.
Who are you doing it for?
I'm doing it for myself, and I think, well, it'll be for Claire as well. I think I'll make her happier.
Okay, what I want to say about that is obviously I don't have a personal opinion one way or another whether you stay together or you separate. And what I heard in what you just said to me that actually reassured me is you're saying, but we're going to take time, we're going to think about this. When you leave the house, I really don't want you leaving with any firm expectations of the relationship, because it's only when you go home back to the stress and the reality of life that you will see. But I have to be really frank with you, because your son's behaviour is actually really quite out of control. Unless we're honest about why it is like this, which is very much also to do with the way you two have conducted your relationship. Jordan's problem is that his parents are as immature as he is. And that is because you're both very young. He came along without any real planning at a very early stage in your relationship, and I think you are playing catch up. You're following him.
We are.
Right. So this week...
We had a bit of a tough time, didn't we, when he was born? Because he was in hospital for 2 months with meningitis.
I thought you were going to lose him.
I just went into shock, didn't I?
It wasn't nice, but we just sort of... We just had to get on with it and hope for the best.
Well, you have a tiny new baby. You've got to bring him home and just learn how to be parents.
Yeah.
But it's still very sad for the two of you, isn't it? The thought you could have lost him.
Yeah.
So when he's in that room, Matt, and he's behind that door and he's screaming, do you feel like you're letting him down?
I feel... I do, but... Part of me says... It's not right to lock a child in a room and say...
He's not locked in the room.
Well...
He is not locked in the room, and he will know that you're behind the door. The only time you look at him is when he's doing something bad. I have to just tell you, the amount of time you two sit on your backsides drinking tea and ignoring him is huge.
Okay.
He gets attention from you when he's naughty, but he gets very little attention from you when he's being good. You let him go off and play and leave him, but as soon as he does something, you're up. So we really do need to work on your interaction with him.
Right.
And I'm telling you, if I see lots of sofas sitting today, I'm decommissioning the sofas. I'm going to put tape around the sofas.
Okay.
So we've got to look at lots of play today, lots of praise, but not nice, good boy. Good boy. Well done, Jordan. Excellent. Let's dig in the sandpit. I want you to do half-hour shifts.
Right.
One of you clocks on, one of you clocks off. And then the next half hour you do together. Okay?
Okay.
Now, the thing that lets you both down are your faces, in the sense that you just don't look cross. When you feel emotional, you smile. What I'm learning about you, Matt, is the more you smile, the sadder you feel. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I can see. And you don't move your face at all. I can't see the difference between happiness or sadness or crossness or anything, because I think you've been so sad for so long. You've forgotten how to smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, if children don't see their parents smile, they don't know when things are good. And all he's seen is two very unhappy parents. So we've got to try and let him feel that he makes you happy Because at the moment, all he's learning is he gets attention from you when he's naughty.
Yeah.
Now, my final point is I do not want your son urinating on my decking anymore, OK?
That's why we ask him every time we go outside, do you need a wee? Before you go outside, no. I constantly ask him when he's outside.
Everything you do with him negative is a game, isn't it? It's attention, attention. And when he does a wee, he gets loads of attention from you.
And he thinks it's funny.
And he thinks it's funny. And you laugh. Now, for extra fun, and you'll enjoy this as well, Matt, I've got these for you. Now, what you do is you put these in the toilet, because every time you flush the toilet, they'll just float. And you, Matt, have a competition with him to see whether Daddy or Jordan can hit the red ball, the yellow ball, or the white ball. It's target practice, but it is the most effective way of getting a little boy to aim and fire in the right place. OK?
Yesterday, Cheryl James came to the House of Tiny Tearaways seeking help with 3-year-old son Ben's food phobia. Although he would occasionally eat plain white bread, Ben's diet would mainly consist of crisps, sweets and pureed baby food. However, this morning, following Jordan Howan's example, Ben ate a piece of toast, demonstrating that he can be encouraged to try new foods. But there's still a very long way to go before Ben's problem is resolved. Shane and Sarah Archer arrived worn out and exhausted by their 2.5-year-old son Kian's refusal to go to sleep in his own bed. For his first night in the house, the Archers resorted to their old habit of taking Kian out on a 30-minute drive in order to get him to sleep. And despite being put into his own bed initially, it wasn't long before Kian ended up in bed with Mum and Dad again. It's going to be an uphill struggle to get Kian's sleeping problem turned around by the end of the week. 3-year-old Jordan Howan's bad behaviour and bullying was driving his parents desperate with worry. The stress had even driven Claire and Matthew to separate for several months. Last night, after talking to Tanya, the couple decided to give their relationship another go.
No idea.
But can they present a strong, united front and put an end to Jordan's tantrums by the end of the week?
You sit there until you can play nicely, OK?
Still to come.
Just let him calm down a minute.
Right, you hit Mummy. Go into your room.
It's lunchtime for the families, and 3-year-old fussy eater Ben James has been given a plate of plain white bread, which he does eat, alongside apple and ham, which he doesn't. Tanya has joined them armed with some stickers as a simple incentive. Each time a child eats, even those without a problem with food, they'll get to choose a sticker. We'll seeing the other children get their reward encourage Ben to try something new.
Now we're going to have a very interesting game now, which is called Kissing the Apple. Can you kiss your fruit for me, darling? Can you do this?
Can you do that?
Can you do that? Oh, nearly. Try again.
Again.
And mwah! Good boy. And then in it goes. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy.
Wow.
Can Kian kiss a grape for me? Which one do you want?
No.
Yeah, well, you see, you're just too far advanced. Can Ben kiss an apple for me?
Which one do you want?
Just give it a little kiss.
This one?
That's a very good boy. It'd be interesting to see if you can get him to do the other one. And as far as the apple goes, if you can get him to lick it, and if you can get him just to smell the ham, that's massive progress.
Right, okay.
See you a bit later. See you a bit later, everyone. Thanks. Bye. Well done.
Bye-bye, Tanya. Bye-bye.
No more crisps.
You want some more crisps? OK, well, you can have this crisp if you smell a piece of ham.
No.
Do you want a sticker?
Yes.
You want a sticker? OK, will you smell a piece of ham?
No.
And you can have a sticker.
No.
Look, I'm going to smell mine.
Mummy will smell her piece of ham. Oh, Sarah's going to get a sticker. And Mummy's going to get a sticker.
And I'm going to eat a bit as well.
Ben got us. He smelled it, so he gets one. Good boy, well done.
Jordan Howan is in the bathroom with Dad Matthew.
Right. Can you hit the red one?
Yeah.
Yay!
A yellow one.
And a yellow one.
Well
Good boy.
While Ben James is being looked after in the garden, his mum Cheryl has joined Tanya in the consultation room.
Ben.
Yeah.
Food.
Yep.
He has come into this house as a child with a very limited and restricted diet.
Yep.
He's eating foods for 4 months old and 7 months old, and he is 3 years and 3 months.
Yep.
He doesn't really self-feed an awful lot. You tend to feed him.
Yep.
Yesterday, you started to recognise how much of a problem you
That
are.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, this is just one small example.
Yep.
Just to sort of kick us off a bit. Let's get this going. Right, can I see Ben feed himself, please?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
But long, long ago, before the world had cars or roads, before there were houses or cities,
Clever boy.
and even before the very first people were born, a big brown dinosaur egg lay at the edge of a huge forest.
So, enjoy your lunch. Have a nice lunch. See you later, Ben.
See you later.
Bye-bye, darling. See you later, darling.
You finish it off and I'll scrape it.
Good boy. See you
Well,
later.
you've got to eat all your dinner up before you have pudding.
Right. What did you see there?
He did it, and then because I scraped it for him, I've helped him again, haven't I? I'm giving him mixed messages.
Yeah. In terms of the how he eats, what is the biggest problem we have to tackle within the process of eating? Right.
Me. I've got to back off.
Yeah.
Let him do it.
Your anxiety is denying him the opportunity to developmentally be where he should be.
Yeah.
My concern is as he gets older, he's going to find it hard to articulate words precisely because he doesn't do much chewing and swallowing. And chewing and swallowing are very important, not just for feeding, but for the development of the mouth in terms of children learning to be verbal. The second big fact is his gut is not going to develop properly because his digestive system needs to have food, but in a much more kind of fibrous, roughage kind of way. And if you pulp it all down, you lose that quality from his diet. So physiologically, and in terms of his speech, you're actually delaying him significantly.
And bringing other problems.
Yeah.
I thought it was just his eating. So, I don't want the best for my kids, like we all do.
Absolutely.
I want the best for my son. I don't want him to grow up, with stomach problems and things like that.
For me, always, when I work with parents, there are two questions I ask. What is the problem and how can we fix it? And we've started to have that conversation. But the second question for me is why? For me, there's always a story. Can you tell me the story behind Ben coming into the world and all of that?
See, when Ben was born, he was in special care. And obviously, he was in special care for the two reasons. One, because he was premature and he wasn't suckling. And one, with the reasons, because he was born an addict. I was a heroin addict for 4 years before Ben was born. I fell pregnant with Ben. I did a methadone reduction, so Ben was actually born addicted to the methadone. Not enough for him to have any treatment, but enough for him to have the withdrawal symptoms to a degree. And it tore me apart to see this little thing that I'd love. See, I'm not a clucky sort of person. I've never sort of really, wanted children. And the feeling I had because it was such a hard time with Ben, he was lucky to even get here, really, because I abused the fact when I was pregnant completely. I had no respect, really. I wanted this baby, but I had no real respect for him.
In what way?
Well, I carried on doing what I was doing, and towards the end, more, especially when they said, there's problems here. I think the guilt started then, and of course I was induced. He was born early, and I've never had a feeling like it when he was born. I've never known love like that.
Have you ever really cried about this?
No, because I pretty much try to... I do tend to blank out emotions.
This is a big, big unresolved emotional issue.
Yeah, it probably is.
When did you start using initially?
When my sister died.
When your sister died?
Yeah.
And that was unexpected?
Yeah, it was very unexpected. She got ill and she died of leukemia in 2 weeks, 2-week period. Oh. And I didn't face that either. I wouldn't, when they turned off the life support machines, I was the only member of the family that refused to be there.
Oh. Were you close to her?
Very.
Do you miss her?
Loads. I tried for a year to deal with it, but it just wasn't going at all. And it was extreme. I was so angry. I was so full of guilt. I had extreme anger about it, you know, and I thought, well, if this is what life's about, you know, then stuff everyone, you know. And I tried to deal with these feelings. I kept thinking it will get better. Everyone kept telling me it will get better. A year later, I still felt the same as the day after. And heroin was there. I took it and it took it away. And
then when you were pregnant, because you hadn't quite made that connection...
I was... You
were still using?
Yeah, especially until he started, you know, moving. It was kind of, well, this isn't real anyway, you know.
Did he save you, do you think?
Yes. Yes, he did. Because if Ben... I always say, hands up, if Ben wasn't here, I don't think I would be either.
So that's quite a big responsibility in some ways for a child, isn't it? He is like your saviour.
Yes.
Yeah. His early life was clouded by your using,
yep,
his withdrawal, his inability to suckle, your inability to breastfeed because of the methadone. So this little boy is holding all sorts of emotions. And I'm amazed that you've done so amazingly with him, actually, because I think it shows what an incredible woman you are. But I think that sometimes you just have dark places that you're too scared to go to.
Yeah.
So you cut off.
Don't face them.
I think you're frightened, and I think you're asking me to look after you this week. But I don't think it's in your nature to ask people to do that, because you're Cheryl and you're tough and you get on with your life.
I don't like you, Dad.
You don't like me?
No, because you're saying all the right...
It's very interesting. I feel, when I'm with you, I feel very kind of maternal towards you. Whenever I see you in the house, all I want to do is put my arms around you and say, it's going to be okay. Because I feel you're very kind of, okay, we're going to sort this out, we're going to get the feeding, and I just want to say, it's going to be fine. Let's just kick back, relax, hold on to our anxiety enough to just let him start enjoying the process of feeding. He might not eat very much for a while, but let him just learn to enjoy it while you let me help you with your anxiety.
Oh! Following Tanya's earlier advice, Claire Howan has spent the afternoon using facial expression and a firmer, more assertive voice to establish some authority over her unruly son, Jordan.
Can I have a kiss and a cuddle before you go?
Okay. You do not shout at Daddy like that. No, that wasn't very nice, was it?
Right.
Your poor Daddy. You do not shout at Daddy like that and hit your Daddy.
Dad.
What have you got to say? Jordan, look at Mummy.
Yeah.
Look at Mummy, please.
Go on.
What have you got to say to Daddy? What have you got to say to Daddy?
I'm going! Let me out!
Don't let him go. Ben, he's trying to get out.
He wants to come and say sorry for shouting.
Can I have a cuddle and a kiss on my special boy? That's all
Don't
right.
shout,
Kiss.
do you? Come on.
Kiss! Kiss. Oh, you!
While 2.5-year-old Kian Archer is looked after by some of the other families, Dad Shane and Mum Sarah joined Tanya for an afternoon consultation. Kian is getting little more than 8 hours sleep a night, and at 2.5 years old, he should be getting around 12. Tanya is concerned that his physical and mental development is suffering as a consequence.
I'll be really honest, out of all the problems in the house, I think, for me, you're the family that I'm the most concerned about. Because what I fear is that you will just not be able to deal with what I need you to do. Because the only way he is going to learn how to sleep is if you get tough.
Yeah.
I've probably got a bit more patience as regards to allowing him to cry. Obviously, it upsets me more to see Sarah get in a state when Kian's in a state. Than
Why can't you say to your wife, pull yourself together?
Because I get earache.
OK, fair enough.
I know it sounds like I'm making excuses and I'm looking for an excuse. Sometimes...
what do you want to ask her to not do from now on?
It's like sometimes when we've put him down and he is asleep and I'm like, right, he's settled, walk away. And
just want to hear him.
It's like you're there and you're walking and then you might mess with his covers.
But I mean, many times I have woke him up at home because I've messed like that.
Just leave him.
I've messed with him.
Because you're tired, I'm tired, I just want to go to bed, you just want to go to bed. And we've actually got him asleep. And then you go in there and you start messing with his covers, making sure that he's comfortable. And then he's moved, and then of course as soon as he's moved you're like, great. Yeah.
Look, you are all blotchy. I think your heart is racing. The colour is drained from your face. I think you're finding this unbelievably painful, aren't you?
It is, hearing what we've just heard, yeah. That we've made him like this.
Did you know this already, or...?
No, I hadn't got a clue that he was not developing how he should. Never, just can't believe. Because we just thought he...
No, we thought... well, to be honest with you, we thought he was such a good little boy and you know, he's got no problems in the world apart from sleep.
Do you know why he's good? Because you never let him be naughty. And he needs to be naughty. He needs to have some tantrums. You need to say no. I cannot get over how many toys your child has. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And I think you are both struggling with the fact that your little boy is growing up.
Yeah.
And he's not a baby anymore.
Yeah.
So what happens to the relationship?
We're both too blooming knackered to want to bother with it, you know. We're both too tired.
If we've got any time on our own, it's either bed or...
Yeah. What would you say the state of your relationship is at the moment? You're tired, you're snappy?
Well, you've
not very good.
Definitely
it's not
snappy.
Good.
No.
How bad is it?
Well, it's bad.
Yeah, it's... I mean...
Why would you say it's bad, Sarah?
Because, well, we just don't seem to get on anymore. The only thing, and you can't deny it, as you say, the only thing at the moment that you've said is keeping us together is because of Kian. I really do think that's the only reason.
That's really hard. That's really hard.
You know, I know that I don't want to leave, and I know that I'm happy with Sarah, but I'm thinking, well, maybe she's not happy with me, you know. And I'm thinking, you know, what's going on, you know.
Do you want to ask her whether she's happy with you?
Well, are you happy?
No.
Are you happy with me?
I'm happy with you, but I'm just not happy.
With the situation?
With the whole, with everything.
Can you describe everything, just so I can understand?
I mean, obviously, I don't want you to leave me, I don't want to split up. But I think the whole, with Kian, it's just took over our lives. And we're just together because of him. We've got nothing, well, nothing anymore.
Unless the two of you are absolutely united and focused on what you're doing, it will fall apart.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked by what's been said here.
Yeah.
Tell me the things that have shocked you.
I mean,
the
obviously,
most.
coming from Sarah, have shocked me, because I mean, I never thought things were quite that bad. But
what would you like to do now to reassure her that you're not leaving?
I mean, I love her to bits. I really do. You know, I do. I love you to bits. Really. I'm sorry. You're all right.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't get upset.
Tanya has set up a messy play activity for the children to have fun with mashed potato, baked beans and yoghurt. Tanya wants to pay particular attention to Ben James, as children with eating problems usually have a related fear of mess, which can hinder them feeding themselves and create anxiety around trying new foods at mealtimes.
Right. That's what I owe you.
Tanya is also interested in watching to see if Kian, who has yet to properly bond with the other children, will join in with the messy play.
Come on, take it off my finger.
Good boy.
Take it off my finger.
Lots more blue, please, Ben.
Ben is clearly uncomfortable touching unfamiliar foods, and it would appear that Kian Archer shares some of his anxiety around mess.
You sit him on here, and you say to him, and you put him down and you say to him, when you stop crying, you can come outside.
Right, when you stop crying, then you can come outside.
OK, and then we just leave him.
Stop crying, then you can come outside. Stay there until you're a good boy.
But instead of pandering to him as they usually would, Sarah and Shane take heed of Tanya's advice and try ignoring his tantrum.
Should we draw Jessie in the custard?
Oh, look at this.
Ben.
It's quite interesting, isn't it? The difference between the child that eats and has no fear of food and the child that doesn't. Yeah. He's actually quite scared, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
How's he doing?
He's all right, he's just whining now. He's just whining, he's not crying so much, he's like...
What you could do is you could go and you can say, because you were crying, you missed the game, and then you can just go and make yourself a cup of tea and leave him. I mean, the thing is, Sarah, it's going to take a while because every time he's whimper, you pick him up. Yeah. But you're all right with this? Yeah. I know it's really hard.
You've missed the game now.
I'd say across the voice from that. Across the voice.
Because you were crying, you missed the game. Now that's a bit silly, isn't it?
Well, I mean...
Should we play with the car?
That's all it's been over.
Come on then, let's go play.
It's dinner time and the Archers have made pizza and chips for all of the children. Despite watching the other children tucking into their food, Ben James is showing no signs of progress. Tanya joins Mum Cheryl to offer assistance.
Now, is this familiar or completely unfamiliar?
Completely unfamiliar.
The thing about the plate is it's daunting.
It's all unfamiliar. So
and there's a huge amount on it.
That.
So it's better to have virtually nothing on it and the child asks for more. Ben, sit on the chair, darling.
Up we go. Up we go, king of the castle. Up we go. Sit in your chair, sit at the table.
But there's nothing on this. He does eat chips, but they don't look like
have to be fries. If you don't want it, you don't throw.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you're kind of cuddling him in your face. Yeah.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen, look at me. Calm down. Calm down.
You've kind of done the timeout time now. So you just say to him, you sit at the table and you don't throw your food.
I did that.
Right, just let him calm down a minute. Just let him calm down a minute. Right, I'd stick him in his room for that. He's hitting it. Well, I would, but it's entirely up to you. This is what he does. Because you say you don't hit Mummy and you just stick him in his room.
That's what I do at home anyway.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, you hit Mummy, go into your room. You don't hit Mummy. You don't hit Mummy. Calm down.
Are you all right?
No.
OK, well, we'll talk about it.
Ben will have 3 minutes to calm down.
So usually when he's saying that now, I'll give in now. Because he's saying, I'm so sorry.
But he's having a tantrum. He's having a tantrum.
Come out and be good and have your tea. Mummy's going to go and have her yoghurt. Right, you hit Mummy again. You're going back in again. Ben, And when you come out and be good, you're coming back in again because you hit Mummy again.
Go into the kitchen as if you're making yourself a cup of tea.
After another timeout, Ben's temper is still raging. Tanya stays with Cheryl for support and to monitor the situation.
Go and sit at the table and I'll get you yoghurt. Go and sit at the table.
Just look and say nothing while you sing.
Jordan! Sorry.
Jordan?
Okay, back. You don't hit Jordan. You don't hit anyone. No, you're in here because you hit Jordan. You don't hit anybody. You don't hit anybody. Okay. Now, you come out and you come and have your yoghurt. Bring him. Come out and be... No, Ben, get it. No, and Mummy's going to go and have a cup of coffee.
Are you prepared to put him to bed with no supper?
Yeah. If...
He's
I'm prepared to take
slowly
this.
edging his way.
I'm trusting you, so...
He may not be eating a lot more by the end of the week because he is so completely and utterly in control.
Yeah.
But if we can get him sitting at the table, eating what he knows and some new things. We already started that today.
I knew there was a big behaviour issue. I knew it.
Behaviour issue.
Yeah, I knew.
Because you've always given in to him.
I knew there
And
was.
the difficulty is that unless he now realises that you're in control, he'll always control meal times.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to get rid of this behaviour.
It's bedtime for Cian Archer and crunch time for Dad Shane. Having decided to take a tougher line to tackle Cian's sleep problem, the Archers are going to use a rapid return technique to get their son to settle, and it's Dad's turn to try it first.
Now let's lie yourself down. Good boy, like a good boy. Lie down like a good boy. There's a good boy. Night-night, Cian. Night-night. See you tomorrow, little boy.
Mum Sarah watches anxiously as things unfold via a monitor in the lounge, whilst Tanya joins Shane to help him through the process. Every time Cian gets out of bed, Dad Shane has to return him without giving him any attention and with minimal fuss.
Say nothing. Just put him in. Don't look at him.
Put you back in your bed. Come on. Night-night, Cian. Night-night.
He'll be there all night, putting him back. And I said he'll be there all night, back and forth, back and forth.
Okay.
Amazingly, after returning him to bed just 8 times, Cian gives up the fight and finally closes his eyes and goes to sleep. But will this be a quiet night for the Archers? Tomorrow on the House of Tiny Tearaways.
Oh, no, no, Jordan!
No, you do not throw toys.